Hello everyone, it's Romantics here, and I am finally back with another video. So, must be Christmas, I guess, I don't know. But I decided to make a quick video about the books that I am currently reading, / the books I have read. There's only 4 books here, well, yeah, 4 books that I've got lined up for this video. 3 of them that I've just read recently, and 1 of them that I'm starting to read. Sorry about my hair and the way I look, I've just had a shower, etc. Look a mess, put on weight, whatever. Yeah, so I will start off with the books that I read. So, starting off with Pride and Prejudice, although the writing is the wrong way around, mirror image, but oh well. I loved this book. Like, I'm not really one that likes romance and stuff like that, and because of reading Jane Eyre, and as everyone knows I hate Jane Eyre, I was a bit worried about reading this book. I thought I would react the same way as I did to Jane Eyre. But I didn't. I loved it. I actually gave it a 5-star on my Goodreads account, which I'll put in my account link in my bio, description, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's a really good book. I read, to be fair, I kind of messed up because I watched the TV series with Colin Firth before I read the book. So I should have done it the other way around, but you know. And regardless, I still loved the book. Anyway, I still loved the book, and I recommend it. I know some people might find it hard to get into, but as a whole, it is a really good book, and I rated it 5 stars out of 5. I loved each one of the characters, including Mr. Collins. Like, I expected, you know how, like, he's a character that I loved hating, and I didn't even hate him, I just loved his character. So that was great, like, not actually hating anyone in the book. The father, you know, I love him, but at the same time I was able to see his, you know, what's wrong with him in that sense, and what he's doing wrong in his life. And I think but yeah, like, you can see how he fails in certain elements of the family life. I think all of the sisters, I love how they all have their own personalities and they're all so unique, but at the end they still care for each other despite how different they are, specifically the 2 eldest and the 3 younger sisters. Like, you can see how different, like, you can see the bond between the 2 oldest siblings and the 2 youngest, and then the middle one is just there because she chooses to be just there. And it's a cool way to write it, as well as you just love all the characters, even the ones you hate, and I think that's great. You should always, the villain or whoever is your antagonist, your villain, etc., I think you need to love them. Even if you hate them, you need to love to hate them. They can't just be someone that you, like, despise because it's terrible writing or whatever. So yeah, I recommend Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. That was the first book I read out of all of these this year. I've only just started reading in February. Yeah. The second book, sorry, was, well, would it consider as a book? It's more a poem, but A Season in Hell by Arthur Rimbaud. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but this is the first piece of work I've read by him, and I loved it, actually. It left me deep in my existence after. I read it in a day because it has both the French and the English. I don't know if you can see that, but, well, it's mirror image, but you know what I mean. It has both French and English in it. So I just skipped the French. When I read it again, I'll probably try to read the French to try and learn it, and to learn French, you know. But as a whole, it's pretty decent. It's quick to read, so if you're in a rush or whatever, and you don't want to read something that's some long story or whatever, you just want a quick read, I recommend this. Also, it left me deeping everything afterwards, so if you like things that make you think, I guess this is a good little poem. You just feel like you're him, if that makes sense, when you're reading it. For me personally, at least. But yeah, I recommend that. I gave it a 4-star on my Goodreads. On my Goodreads account, yeah, I gave it 4-star. I think I need to reread it though, so that I understand every element of it better. But as a whole, it's pretty good. And next up, Allen Ginsberg. Television was a baby crawling toward that death chamber. I always forget the title of it because it's so long. I know it's Mirror Image again. Apologies, but whatever. I actually quite enjoyed this. I started reading it previously and then I stopped, so I kind of cheated this month. And so I'd read like about a quarter of it already, but this also took me 1 to 2 days. Some of it you have to reread because of the way he writes, but I love how unique his writing style is, and it kind of inspired me to keep to my style even if people don't like it. It talks a lot about his male genitalia being inserted in another male's bottom, or having that male's genitalia inserted in their male bottom. Not in their own, of course, in his male bottom and stuff. It goes from that to judging the American government, etc., and to death, and just some random quotes that happened in the 90s. It's pretty good if you want to laugh, I guess. I quite liked it. I think he's a unique one, so people I guess will either love or hate it, but I quite liked it. Despite certain concerns popping up into my mind about how he describes some 19-year-old when he must have been in his 40s or something. So I was a bit concerned about that, but, you know, most old writers were a bit cuckoo. The nicest way possible to put it without getting this whole video, you know, demonetized or whatever, blah blah blah. But yeah, I recommend it. I know I'm recommending all these books, but that's because when I was actually reading all of them, they were actually good. Like, they weren't bad. But on my Goodreads account, I also gave it a 4. Because I can't give half ratings on Goodreads. You can't do half rating, otherwise I'd give it 3.5. Because certain proses, I guess, were better than others. And certain ones dragged on a bit too long for my liking and stuff like that. But yeah, I do recommend it if you're looking for a laugh or someone to judge or whatever. It's great. And then finally, the book I am currently reading is Albert Camus, The Myth of Sisyphus. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. The word Sisyphus is not very easy to say. Sisyphus, you see. I've only gotten a few pages in, so I guess about how many pages in? 1, 2, 3. I think about 3 pages in. I need to start reading it. I can already tell this book is going to leave me judging my whole existence. It's going to leave me in an ongoing existential crisis, I guess, because I'm not going to say the word in the video, but it talks about topics like the killing of one's self. So, and whether life is worth living and stuff like that. So it's quite a you know, deep book. So it's going to be, I think, a bit harder to get into, but I'm going to give it a go. And then I'll probably do another video like this where I talk about the books I've read, the books I'm going to read, whatever. In this case, I've only got one book that I'm going to read, which is this book. So hopefully I could complete it by the end of the month. And then in March, I'll try and read some more. But yeah, I do recommend it if you're into deep stuff. I can't really recommend it properly because I haven't read it. But yeah, also some pride because he was born in Algeria. And yeah, so my dad is always like, oh, read his work, even though he's never read his work. But I appreciate that nonetheless because now I'm reading his work for him. Now I can have a conversation with him. But he told me some cool facts about him, about Mr. Albert. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm going to read this. So I don't know why I don't just show a video, but like a photo, but my editing is not the best. So oh my god. So those are the books I read today, this month. Well, I'm reading. So, yeah. If anyone was curious. Also, my Goodreads account, I have a bunch of books that I'm like, I want to read, books that I've read, books that I'm reading. So yeah, if you are curious, I'll put the link in my description, you can check that out. I also, this is the end of the book talk now. I also wanted to thank everyone for their patience because I know I haven't uploaded in a long time. Yeah, I deleted my previous video for personal reasons, but yeah, I'll try and, I know I said it before, but I'm actually planning on making a timetable for when I should upload and stuff. I've finally tidied my room a bit, well, as good as it's going to get, I guess. So hopefully you'll have more videos. Just ignore this. This is like a dryer thing because we don't have a tumble dryer in the house because uni. But yeah, so I will try to upload more often. And I'll try to be more creative. It's really hard coming up with things to talk about when I have terrible editing skills, which is also really bad for a film student. But, you know, life's about learning, I guess. But yeah, I also wanted to thank everyone for 17.8k followers. That's an awesome amount. Like, that's huge. You could literally make a full-on army with that amount of people. One of you could actually be a serial killer or, you know, a murderer, which I know is similar to a serial killer, but it's not at the same time because, you know, you only kill one person or whatever. You know, like, all of you could have done stuff, etc. There's so many of you. We can make our own island or whatever. But I'm too broke for that. But, no, in all seriousness, I really appreciate that. Every single one of you are super duper kind to me. And that means a lot. You've helped. My confidence is still pretty bad, but it's helped me gain a bit more confidence. So I'd always appreciate you all for that. I would do a giveaway or something, but I don't have enough, like, I don't have the funding to just do it like that. So when I do, I'll probably do one. I'm still trying to plan out a little shop, not merch because this is just about literature, why would I do that? But a literature type of shop. I know there's some out there, but it might not just be literature, it might be history, just art, stuff like that. I don't think anyone really likes my art, but I'll still do it when I have the funding. But yeah, I do have plans. I've been working on a plan for it for like a year. So hopefully one day it will actually happen. I don't know if it'll succeed or not, but that's why I need to make sure I have funding first, so that if it does flop, it's not too much of a big deal. But yeah, I guess I'll end the video here. and stop rambling like I usually do because I get nervous in front of the camera, but oh well. I hope you all have a lovely day. I'll try and upload at least once a week, but I'm not saying from when because I don't want to lie again. But yeah, so thank you for watching. If you do like the video, let me try this whole YouTuber stuff. I don't know how to do this. If you do like the video, thumbs up. If you don't like it, thumbs down. If you want to subscribe, go on. If you don't. If you want to comment, go on, comment. If you want to share it, share it. Whatever you want to do, man. Life is about choosing, and that's your choice. So anyway, goodbye from me, Anissa/Romantics. Yeah, I don't know why I did that, but goodbye.